with the actual trigger of the Shrine. He'll have enough life to survive this. DJ's with his Burrow Strike up. Now he goes to Burrow Strike. The Crush is out, but the hit from Ice. He'll find one. They look for the second as Jabs who will take it. And Faceless, under the power of their own Shrine, repel the Xtcn lineup in what was a 5-on-4 battle. And Ice, like, come on. That was... He's actually taunt chasing Chemo.
Chemo's taunting back though. He'll get himself a bounty rune for his troubles. I don't think Ice can really do too much here. Oh, can he get in range for the stun?
Yeah, he can. Now it's a secondary Shrine to trigger. Chemo knows he can't win this one.
He's got boots. Chemo doesn't. Ice has the movement speed advantage.
Chemo is almost dead with a throwaway. He'll chase him up. This is just larrikin. Back under the tower. Just keep running, Chemo. The stop will be there. One more hit. Maybe not with the open wounds. Chemo can't actually leech the life. So Ice will find now his second kill of the game, a minute and a half in.
3-0 already. I mean, once you get the stun on Spirit Breaker, the arrow lands on him, but that's like one of the tankiest heroes that Faceless has. It's not the best way to start things off. And then he walks back into the Shrine, full HP, because the fight continues on, and Execration, not really where you want to be heading as DJ in a little bit of trouble down the bottom.
Yeah, he's still got his Burrow Strike available, which will stun Black. Easiest way to escape. Black just holding on to the pounce, his early level, that early control. This is a lot of heroes for Execration to commit to this bottom lane to stop the Slark from farming, and Slark right now is the top CSer on the board. Why am I still hearing the taunt?
Because he keeps spamming it. He has spacebar bound to taunt.
Why is it global?
It's fine. Abed. He's got rage.
And you can see it.
Nice bait out.
Centaur just starting to raise the hoofs.
Ice forcing it. This is looking much nicer for him. And Jabs, with that good start he had, 10-6 against the Mirana, 7-2. Of course, Laser is one of these super annoying abilities. Denying out CS for Mirana, forced to throw out the arrows onto creeps non-stop, and his name is Brother Bear.
Yeah, that's still a question mark for you, but I have the real Brother Bear on my screen. Looks after his teammates as he pauses for Jabs. You know, if he was the best bear in the world, he'd be playing Lone Druid. I sense fault in his argument.
Ursa Bear is the best bear.
Is it?
For the Cubs. He's a wonderful father. And Roshan is a naughty man.
So what, Lone Druid is more of a... he sacrifices them?
Yeah. I mean...
I still don't know, man. Lone Druid's pretty good.
You need to buy an Aghanim Scepter for the bear to go free.
But at least he works to freedom. He works for freedom. SB's charging over. Gabby. He's got a little bit of help around the corner. He's a little bit deep, however. Jabs, 2 points up in the laser, and the bash from XY will connect. Gabby dropping down low. The rockets fire out. He's actually getting very low, but enough to survive with the Fairy Fire. And he's on his way to trigger the Shrine.
That last second skill point from Jabs getting the rockets up and going. This means Gabby is forced all the way across to the Shrine. Even though he's got that Ring of Basilius to try and mess with the last hits of Jabs, it's not going his way. Well, you look at top lane. Ice is diving in behind tier 1.
Yeah, there is a charge on the way, so he wants to. This is all the prep. Abed already committed his rage. He doesn't have mana for open wounds, so the charge will connect. He'll stop after, and if he wants to double edge it, it's a guaranteed kill. There's a little bit of life, but he's okay. He's got Tranquils.
3.5 men in, killing Spree Centaur, like you said, with Tranquils as well. Amazing start for Ice already. Black is getting pressured a little bit on his bottom lane, but his CS, it never seems to suffer. You know, we always look at these aggressive plays from teams against Black's one-role heroes, and you think, right, he's going to get pushed back from creep wave, he's not going to get CS. But somehow, Black just magically manipulates the game to get gold and kills on creeps.
Well, that's because they let him have those couple of early waves. What are you really going to do to stop him, however? Like, you're going to properly initiate on a hero who can just break free. Jabs here on the wrong side of this river, where the sprint movement speed is going to wear off. Jabs tries to go for a bit of a run around As the SB, he is charging over, so support's coming in, but Jabs, he goes for the laser rockets. Gabby Low jumps forward with the Starfall. He'll find the kill, and now Slaughter, a little bit of world of hurt, but Chemo creates space, actually dragging in Ice under the tier 1 tower. The damage from the buildings, it is enough. So it's Chemo who is awarded the kill. Almost 500 gold, only 4.5 minutes in for a murder on the offlaner of Faceless.
Return killed the Slaughter. So sad to watch people go that way. He throws one punch in to try and do a bit more damage, but held the crush so nicely after the chain stuns out from Execration. And now that's Rubik with Ob sentries, and finally Chemo gets himself the brown boots.
This bottom lane's becoming harder for Black.
Yeah.
Caustic Finale is really dropping him down.
Yeah, now the DJ has Quelling Blade, level 2 Caustic, as well as holding that Mango.
Black will be fine once he hits his level 6, and he knows this. He just needs the nice timing. With rotation over from Nuts, he's hoping for a kill as well, but the Observer Ward positioning from Execration is too good. And instead, it's them looking for initiation. Quick sprint, in behind the tower. Jabs, no way to escape from this. Caught mid-march machines with a leap into arrow from Gabby with the Starfall damage. A charge up, but the grab from Chemo. Rubik, always one of the good counters up against the Spirit Breaker, and even taunts his way back onto the dire side of the river.
And this is that smooth execution that we've been loving from Execration. And get themselves that perfect leap forward to thread the needle between range creep and the melee.
TP, 1 second.
As well.
He's got to use it now. Ice, I think he understands the fact that he is being chased.
In the Radiant jungle, though, DJ in trouble himself.
Yeah, leashed up. SB's going to charge over. DJ doesn't have his Burrow Strike available. Dark Pact will kill him. So at this point, maybe Execration believes Ice is left. But he's just regenerating in the tree lines using classic Jimmy slots.
There are even more Jimmy spots now as well. All these little spaces to hide. I guess one of the things now with the Tinker is you can't stack as effectively on these creep camps to build up the massive chunks of gold that you would love to do, but Jabs is picking out saying, okay, I need more than just one camp stacked. I need you guys to really build this up for me because I am behind. I need Soul Ring, I need boots of travel. I need to get myself up and running as quickly as I can. So you just know the Execration, the foot is going to go down on that pedal hard.
The Dire are scanning, they're looking for a hero. This is around the same time as you expect Tinker to be taking out stacks. But all he's doing is preparing him. Gabby now finds the Tinker. Sees the camps being pulled out, so they're understanding this is the place to watch. Finds Narrow, maybe thinking there was a support hero somewhere in the neighborhood, but they're down on bottom lane. Charging Spirit Breaker, looking for a kill on DJ, but he already Burrow Striked himself back in range of his own tier 1.
Yeah, Radiant even scanning there. See if anyone's hiding back in behind that Radiant jungle, but it is the focus on Jabs. Such an important hero in this, and what's the reactive play from Faceless? Did TP a Maiden in, or?
Jabs can't walk past that little line I've just drawn.
He's walked too far forward anyway.
Yeah, so run in. Blink Crush, where's the arrow? I say Blink Crush, Sprint Crush. Gabby doesn't even let it rip. The crush time wouldn't have lasted long enough.
They forced the Crystal Maiden TP in. And another.
They're looking for a kill. If they can get that rooting off, yep, there it is. Charge forward with the March Machines. Laser, the leap was attempted. But that last little punch in from XY helps tick him out.
Always one of those awkward positions when you have 4 stick charges and the leap. Which one do you use first? Do you try and leap away and then stick to give yourself a bit of a burst of HP regen, or do you stick and then leap? I mean, in that case, it probably didn't matter with the fact that you've still got the Tinker able to chase down with maybe another laser or rockets, but Gabby finally respawns. Able to get himself back into this game, but that gives Jabs a nice...
They're running up top. This is the initiation. The crush is there. Slaughter, he doesn't get it off in time. I thought maybe he would do it. Thanks to the interruption with the arrow forward. Gabby, great rotation timing. With the Starfall, Centaur will die again. At the same time, Slark on the bottom lane. DJ commits Epicenter. It looks like Chemo held him there just long enough. The Black ends up dying, and they keep the chase going. Okay, that's a little bit deep, Abed.
He loves this. Like, this is a move we see Abed do so often, is diving in behind tier 1, close to that tier 2, just to force reactions, just to force TPs and movements. You know, make the Crystal Maiden come up here, give more free reign to DJ. A lot of Xtcn's game plans do revolve around this off lane. Give DJ a lot of free time to farm and build himself up into Blink Dagger so he can be the initiation tool.
Yeah, that ain't happening XY. Charge forward to hit your mark, but right now, Chemo.
Oh, it's key timing now on Jabs. He's 300 off the blink, off the
They're
boot
Moonlight
travel.
shadowing in. They're going to actually get the telekinesis into the Burrow Strike follow-up. And now with the damage, Jabs arrow flies forward. Jabs gets a laser off, but it's actually the support. Do they see him? No, Chemo's invis. The Nova wasn't enough damage. DJ Burrow Strikes 1 second time finds the Crystal Maiden in the tree lines. Now it's up to Black. He needs a lot of kills. The charge forward. DJ can't actually, well, he will hide inside the Sandstorm for a while. They'll push him back with the Nether Strike. Gabby, no mana for the Starfall. Now he'll have it. The damage into XY is decent. Black turns around. XY low. He wants to be denied up. Maybe he can be as the Mugdolls come back in again, but no, it won't. It'll be Gabby once again to find that last little attack. Black leaps. Where is it? Gabby over the tree line. He gets the attack in just before the TP will complete. Away to safety and scrappy fight.
It is, but they stopped Jabs from getting their boots of travel. Still stuck on 1650. And 10 minutes in, it's not looking good for him. You know, you're always aiming for that kind of 12-minute timer for Soul Ring and the BOTs, but he is getting further and further behind here, and the rest of his team have to pick up the slack, and which is why Black is moving off the lanes, giving up CS and farm, which he loves so much, to go and fight.
DJ into the Sandstorms. There's no instant follow-up. Has the Burrow Strike. Needs to wait until he's stopped being rooted. And Bash. Now Black makes his way over. Leash. Oh, TJ. So nice with the fancy footwork. He's got 6 feet. That's why it's so fancy. Charge up to the tower. They find the kill. Crystal Maiden is lending that last bit of damage. And the SK will fall.
The earn from Spirit Breaker as well, helping tick down DJ Sand King. XY, he's been all over the place this game. 11 to 8, only 11 minutes in, but this buys space and time for Jabs to finally finish his item. And a slow crawl upwards of this Tinker. It only gets better from here, Toby. Now he can start moving around the map, taking down multiple creep waves as well as jungle camps. You know, you can look towards enemy jungle at some point as well, but tier 1 tower at top, I think, is be important for Faceless to take, because that opens up the entire jungle for Tinker, so he can start farming not only just mid and his jungle, but enemy side of the map as well.
Hello, hello, hello. Ice, ice, ice. It is the time. So keep the vision up. Start with a charge. Gabby knows he's being attacked. XY runs over. And they want to have this fight. Arrow perfect from Gabby. Canceling XY so he can't get the stun. Leaps away so there was no follow-up Nether Strike. And the Moonlight Shadow also being triggered. But this is Faceless. They really actually want to take this. TP coming forward. That's the Tinker BTing himself in the front lines. With the Burrow Strike on the back lines. Catching up the Centaur. Will he get the Stampede off? No, he can't even survive that long. Through the Master Machines. They're actually in the back lines. Rubik maybe now with a Charge of Darkness. No, Jabs back in with the damage. DJ will get the double Burrow Strike. Spirit Breaker not looking too healthy either. But back into the tree lines. Live Stealer. Freedom Creep.
And away he goes. Now that arrow so close to catching. But that fight it's absolutely huge for Faceless. Pushes Slark close to that Shadow Blade, but keep looking at this Tinker.
Kind of shows you what Faceless did to reach this grand final with the way they play Ice, Ice, Ice. You think, oh, he's going to be the big initiator. Blink in, stun him up, ends up just running underneath the tier 1 tower and says, all right, Execration, if you want to take this fight, all the damage has to go into the Centaur. All your abilities have to go into him. Gives freedom for the Tinker and freedom for everybody else to do whatever the hell they want.
I wonder if he goes for the Aetherland into Axe build that was ever so popular before. Or if he considers going for that Dagon in this game.
You're talking for the Tinker?
For the Tinker. I mean, of course he's going to go, you know, BOT, Soul Ring, Blink Dagger. Think about the Aether Lens, but it's all about that Ags or Dagon, that decision that you have to make. With the damage and control that they've got, you know, having the insta-kill capability is pretty nice.
It does seem like a nice thing to have. The question will be is, like, can he properly kill anybody? Like, start doing the math. With the Dagon this early on. Nuts. Multiple TPs are on the way. Walks underneath the Dire Observer Wall to plant down his own Observer. Now the Stampede being used. Black's the neighborhood. Blink. Crush. Actually going to connect on Black. Instantly breaks free. Thanks to that already. The Dark Pack being used. Nice ulti steal, but it's too good. Ice, Ice, Ice. Blinks forward and Black does the rest of the work. Faceless. Really sweet combination. Execration thought they had the opening. They had the vision. They had the knowledge. The Faceless had the numbers.
Faceless taking these fights so bloody well. Jams is all over the place. Joining team fights wherever he wants to, and with the addition of the... that's a really good point, actually. With the addition of the shrines, he no longer needs to like TP to creep wave, clear wave, and then go in jungle. Oh dear. Rumble, rumble, rumble. DJ won't find anything. But yeah, Tinker can now TP to shrines and farm jungle so much easier than he could before. The efficiency of Tinker going for March in these jungle camps, being able to push out waves and then TP to shrines and farm them up. So sweet for him.
It's like one of the very few heroes which just say, hey, it's actually better the way the jungle works.
Yeah. Outside of the annoyance of the stacking every 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's still a bit of a pain in the butt. But hey, take the lanes instead. So Radiant Observer Board gets rid of that Shrine trigger. Something tells me that wasn't intentional. They all really didn't need that. So they'll smoke after walking down into the lane. Nice opening will be over on Black. Already starts the Dark Pack, so he'll break free. Blink. Crush will be there, but he pounces out
no
too.
Way.
With the Shadow Blade. Black just timed that absolutely superbly. XY will now start his charge. Charge Dark Soul, but in comes Ice, Ice, Ice. The Blink Dagger timing, absolutely sweet. Execration brought their entire team and triggered Moonlight Shadow. They may still try and fight. Black is there, looking for the rune. There'll be a haste rune in for DJ. The Black Shadow dances away to safety.
Yeah, they can't push up onto the high ground ramp, and in the meantime, Jams is just shoving into tier 1. It's going to drop. Just the creeps, it looks like that, but Execration struggling to find these team fights in the way that they want them. The fact they've got Stampede, Blink on Centaur to move themselves around in these fights to reinitiate and jump back in. Slark just... Black is so quick on his fingers.
Yeah.
Being able to dark back and pounce away from, what, 3 stuns in a row that should have landed on his head.
Oh, he definitely should have been dead. No doubt. Now it's up to Ice, Ice, Ice. Inching closer.
Now free movement from the Aghanims as well.
He's guessing.
Slick.
He's guessing. Starts his TP. Gabby won't even know.
Execration, of course. They still have this power spike coming up. Blink on Slardar's ready. They've got Sand King as that mobility tool for Abed if they want to go for an infest play. Jump in and look for some kills, and they're moving up towards the top lane. They just need Gabby to get there, but he has no... Oh, he does have a TP in his backpack, actually.
Smoke. This is actually so good. Sandstorm, DJ, Burrow strikes away. Support's on the way. As DJ makes his way back to the tier 2 tower, XY starts his charge, but wait for it. Wait for that Slardar Blink. 3-man crush. Chemo with the pickup as well, and the follow-up Burrow strike. This is the execution that they wanted from Execration. XY will die before he can finish the Nether Strike, so DJ will remain alive. The only one to die is that poor little Rubik. Black wants to level this up if he can. That DJ's TPing out. Black, like a shark, sniffs the blood in the water.
Oh,
a leap. Gabby,
no.
he already leaped. He's got the Moonlight Shadow available. Didn't trigger it, and he'll die to Black. That would have been the greatest fight for Execration if they didn't lose the Mirana.
But in the end, it's Slark and Tinker still alive. It's still Execration not gaining any ground on the map, not pushing any lanes, and you can see the lines and circles drawn like they're stuck here. They're stuck on this tier 1 on top lane. They cannot go anywhere. Chemo goes to the bottom lane to try and shove this one out, try and stop the Tinker from gaining too much. But Jabs, he's running away from this. He's got Blink, Boots of Travels. He'll likely go into Ethelens and Ags. Oh, yeah, this game is going to get the bouncing laser to fly through, but that was the perfect initiation, perfect execution from the Filipinos with that Blink Dagger on Slardar, but even with a couple of kills they get, it's still not enough, Toby.
If at first you don't succeed, gank and gank again. Another smoke maneuver. This time around, though, Execration, they're happy to let that tier 1 tower fall. If Faceless want to commit for it. And ISI is going to help it on its way. Where's that scan? Just a little bit further south. Looking at the tree lines, they'll see Tinker TP forward. A nice aggressive ward. This is almost like classic Cinderin style wards right in front of the tier 2s.
DJ top lane.
Hey, why is he here? Charge forward, the Centaur Stomp. Sandstorm won't protect it from this. Now, in comes the Blink Crush. They'll catch out the Spirit Breaker with the amplification nuts. The damage in from the tree lines. They can't work it out. Now Abed has, but Black rotated over. Wait for the double edge. Arrow flies in, but it's too late. Actually reveals Gabby's position. The Rockets will fly forward. Remember that Observe ward still up. Seeing Gabby. Chemo on the run. He'll cop a rocket as well. But that was not the fight that Execration wanted.
The layers of March thrown down by Jabs, destroying them as they try to jump in. DJ TP there as the first kind of reaction to defend that tier 1 at top lane, but he just gets caught by charge and dust and everyone jumping in, and then it's a filter in. It's a 1-by-1 from Execration. Sure, they have the infest bomb with Slardar, but you're running into so much AoE damage spread, and once again we see the power of the Crystal Maiden. Hide in the trees, launch out the freezing field. And that spread damage back onto Execration as they're trying to jimmy themselves into these team fights. So difficult to handle. The trouble is they're waiting for Gabby to get this Aghanim Scepter. He's very close now, 160 gold off it, but it's feeling like it's too little too late.
But once he has it, then that amplification of magical damage, Rubik's in a little bit of trouble. He's got Dark Pact available, actually ends up stealing charge trying to get away.
Oh, Jabs is going Dagon. Nice. It's what I wished for, it's what I hoped for, but I didn't think he'd actually go for it. But now, look at these heroes over in Execration. If they get caught by, one charge, one blink stomp from Centaur, Tinker can just absolutely shred them with the DPS he outputs.
Which is why it's up to Execration to be the initiators. They can't let this game go the way it's gone so far. Whereas it's Faceless in the last 10 minutes who have been dictating the course of almost every single fight.
I mean, we talked about how to deal with a Tinker, right? And it's all about warding. But when have Execration been able to get across the river or into positions where they can place Tinker wards or wards in the jungle to scout where Tinker's farming?
They haven't really. Like, the only thing they've had is the counter initiation. That's like the only one fight that's happened in their favor, which was that top lane engagement, where they were just in the right place at the right time.
Gabby, at this point, he just tried to go for a fishing arrow up at top lane. He threw it out into the trees, but Jabs double blinks, or blink rearm blinks away and returns the lane straight again.
I think this will only work for so long. The initiation's getting better for Execration. DJ's getting a little bit of space to work towards his own Aghanim Scepter. The Miranda did complete hers with a Blink Dagger. You'll have that combination. So more jump in. Arbed, bit by bit, is almost finishing up this Desolator for himself. You've got a BKB build coming in from the Slardar. Chemo. Oh, they find the Slark. It's a little bit too late. The Crush will do its job. But Shadow Dance has already been triggered. And okay, that's a Centaur with an Aghanim Scepter. 22 minutes in.
Look at how fast the response was there. As soon as Slark gets jumped, there's multiple TPs. Tinker's there, Maiden's there. Centaur doesn't need to move. He's got that Stampede from global range to give that kind of umbrella safety to the rest of his team to escape and disengage from what Execration throws at them, and you can almost feel this kind of tenseness. Execration need to find a fight. They need to find a 5v5, but they need to find it on their own terms. There's observers watching every step they make from the Radiant. They can't get any vision down of their own. You just look at Nuts playing aggressively on his bottom lane, hiding in the trees, just waiting for a movement forward, because if Tinker TV's down here, they know there's going to be heroes behind that initiation.
There's that early Silver Edge back in for Black. It's not even at this point the initiation and any kind of break. It's the reduction of any kind of damage. They go on Chemo, Black breaks free, and now the jump out. Black might lose his life just with the bar strike from DJ. They hold him there, even though you can't see him. You can still get him an XY. He finished his charge in, goes for the Nether Strike, pushing back the life stealer. Jabs giving that extra little bit of mischance in, and now
Jabs?
your epicenter.
No.
DJ, the damage, Jabs will fall. DJ is held in position by Nuts. Another charge forward from XY, almost sacrificing himself. He can get a bash. It might work for him, but the Crush is down. Execration find the kill. We've now a 3-for-2 trade-off. Blink up and make it an extra one. A triple kill for DJ. Finding Nuts on the retreat. Ending a triple kill streak for Nuts. All right, great.
A good way for Execration to have vision on enemy heroes is if the enemy heroes run into the middle of them. Black handed them a kill on a silver platter, and then Jabs, he rearmed on the high ground, and instead of blinking backwards to TP base when he had no mana remaining, He blinked into the middle of the rest of Execration and got caught out. Some massive misplays out from Faceless give a lot back to the Filipino team.
Yep, that
get themselves a lot of damage onto tier 1s.
That was almost 2,000 gold going the way of DJ. And it is the critical items, which, like you mentioned before, like with Faceless, okay, you get that one good fight, you get a couple of good items back in game 1. What does it really get you? Like, it swings the momentum back down again. For Execration, it swings the momentum a very long way, but it's the Aghanim Scepter up with a transition into a new item for DJ. The Aghanims plus Blink Dagger. Black doesn't really have a lot more to work with. You almost get the blink up for Gabby. Initiation over on Chemo. Doesn't steal anything of any real use. Charge coming forward, and Execration might be caught with their pants down. Mirana caught out. Black will have a double kill. The question is, does Faceless know? They don't really know what's going on. You kill off 2 heroes, and now Roshan, he is actually done. The bash on the life stealer, but they have the Aegis, the Immortal. And Faceless didn't realize just how close they were to potentially catching Execration in an even more compromising position.
Oh, that could have been close to game over if they go in there, not only kill Execration, but steal Aegis and put it on the Slark, because that high ground capability straight off the bat. My goodness, this gives maybe some fresh wind to the entire team. And we'll lose a lot of health on this tier 2, and not really a great chance to jump on in. They see maybe the movement in from the side, but they've killed the tower off anyway.
Yeah. No reason to fight just yet. Execration doesn't have a better position. Arbed, they're caught between a rock and a hard place if any of Faceless walk up that hill. And it'll be XY. Arbed, do you want to do it? Open wounds, forcibly to charge out, or maybe not. When DJ Burrow strikes forward with Spirit Breaker, thanks to Stampede, stays alive, and the crush from Slaughter, it misses its mark. Now you can just let it go nuts, and he can take almost everything, if not Black. Finding the kills, and now you actually steal it. But Black, he's on the money. Arbed will come back to life again, as the Aegis Immortal does break on him.
DJ's dying to an urn.
That's
he won't tick down though. He's got stick charges to keep himself healthy enough, but jabs has the Dagon.
Yeah, healthy enough.
Healthy enough to die.
Stay alive just a little bit longer for you to be, well, executed.
Zapped down.
Great fight for Faceless. 4-for-1 trade-off. This time the money goes their way. Lifestealer does get the only positive increase in cash.
Jab switching back into Ags.
Oh, Gabby really attempting this. Now he's actually in trouble.
He's dead.
Blinks off cooldown. You do have XY on the way. The rocket going to be dodged, and he gets back far enough, but look at Black's maneuvering. With Slaughter TPing into the lane, I think Black understands he can't do this.
Gabby's pinging saying, guys, they've chased me this far. There's someone behind.
Yep. It is Black hunting for the kill. He's going very defensive, actually building into a BKB as his next item, as opposed to the Skadi, which was his choice last time around.
Against this Sand King Mirana, so much magic damage thrown into the mix with double Star Storm and the million-mile range on Burrow Strikers, of course.
And if he can break free, if he can get that BKB off, like Execration, the only reason they killed Black previously was because they caught him with the initial crush, and he was isolated. So they could use all of their stuns in max duration to kill him off. But BKB, he only has to break free for a very small amount of time. And then that kill's not possible.
What's Abed got? Again, very close to Echo Saber done. He does a lot of damage in these little scenarios where he gets a 1v1 against someone if Execration can split up these fights and control the others. But if the Centaur's allowed to stampede, that huge damage reduction, 60%, means that Execration, their burst damage is like massively mitigated. I almost feel like they have to try and kill Centaur before he gets his ulti down, but look at how tanky he is with a hood up as well.
Yeah.
ASUS has 2,500 HP plus the magic resist.
Plus the evasion. That was his second skill up at level 15.
10% evasion.
It's a small little thing, but it might keep him alive just long enough.
Makes a difference. Yep. With that much HP, 10% evasion is honestly a pretty big deal.
Where is this opening? With the bottom lane tier 2 tower not being defended, Faceless knows something is up. This is why Black has left the lane. And Faceless prepares some kind of trap. Here comes your TP in from the Tinker. This is a little bit more standard, jumps into the tree line. Next to us, though, it was already pretty obvious that there was a couple of heroes there.
XY just charging to give vision, I think. There's no way they were going to be able to move into that dire jungle fast enough to find a kill. I'm just going to set up shop down this bottom lane. Execration, how do you play into this? You know, triple march laid down by Jams gives them a nice little barrier to move themselves back.
To put it very simply, you don't play into that. You have to fight it before the Tinker can start prepping what is practically cover fire of the March of the Machines. But that means you got to smoke initiate, you've got to find some kind of opening against Faceless, who are globally pushing around with the Tinker, and then the rest of it is normally 4 heroes stuck together. Or Black doing this, on a hunt.
I wonder if you necessarily need Ether Lens now on Tinker anymore. With the talent trees having spell amp and cast range added to you with, you know, maybe a bit of laser damage thrown in at the end, 25 for the Aghanim Scepter refraction out. Ether Lens always felt good in the early game, but as the game progresses, you have a lot of slot redundancy as Tinker. You know, you get a lot of farm, there are lots of items that you'd like to have, and Ether Lens just takes up one of those slots and kind of, you know, hinders your progress. Now with the build-up, you can even consider going back into maybe the old E-Blade build.
This is way too obvious from Execration. Your tier 3 tower is under attack, and you are not fighting. So they reveal themselves up on top lane. This is why Tinker was holding back. Fortification out from both sides, and the mass TPs are on their way. Chemo's got no way to jump forward, so they do 1/3 damage to the mid tower, the tier 3. And they can go again. No issue at all. Tinker will hold the back line. You take a tier 2 tower for Execration. That's fantastic for you.
That was close.
But you won't get much more.
Gabby very, very nearly got caught by Slark there, just hiding inside his Shadow Blade. But the jump in, jump out from Mirana allows it to clear the creep wave and get back to safety.
This Gemma True side from DJ's got to start doing some work. There's only one Obs and Sentry which is left.
It's the Slark though. Keep vision of that Slark because Black has been utilizing this Silver Edge so effectively.
It kind of messes up with initiation. Speaking of that, Spirit Breaker, he charges over. He's up on top of the hillside. They may realize this. Moonlight Show to trigger. And what if you got stolen? It's actually going to be this quick charge. Pick up and throw it down. They're looking for the Centaur. They're actually searching. Oh no! Ice, ice, ice! He blinks away in time. And you can see him fishing. Black will find his opening. The rockets will come in. Gabby will fall. The BKBs will trigger. And Faceless desperately scrambling for that kill on this ladder.
But you can see the thought process, right? The Spirit Breaker's there. Don't want to kill him. Don't want to kill him. That's not the target we want to go for. We pop Moonlight Shadow. We need to find someone else. We need the Centaur. We need to find this stampeding Centaur who's saving the rest of his team. But Ice, Ice, Ice just jumps himself away. I'm surprised he didn't throw the taunt in there for good measure as well.
A little bit too busy taking the fight. But even with the direction he blinked at, that's not even like straight double tap. That's straight down. Saw the attack coming, quickly gets out.
Yeah, it was good dust from XY, I think it was. And he's heading into a gem of his own, actually picks it up straight away. Honestly, got that bounty rune up.
So much money for XY. +5 says, +5 armor. Focusing on all of that now. Charge forward, the blink, the storm, the charge forward doesn't actually hit DJ. DJ is able to keep that vision up, and Centaur isolated. He does have that stampede, but he won't survive long enough. And now Black looking to fight, even though they don't have the Centaur. It may be enough, a 1-for-1 trade-off. Nut starts letting it go in Execration. They want to get out, but the epicenter arrives from DJ. The damage still not enough to kill off Nuts. Now it will be, but Black, they isolate the SK. Where's the vision? XY triggers the BKB. DJ up, Burrow Strike 1 second down the hill. Oh, he gets bashed up. He's actually stunned in the creep wave. The urn will tick him out inside the mid lane.
And they lose the gem as well.
That's critical big. Execration will have to buy back if they also want to defend if this push comes. Which it is. It's coming.
I mean, Tinker will return back in. He'll bottle people up if they need it. XY gets a nice burst of HP as well as mana. And Black is full HP thanks to his ultimate. Gets back in with the Echo Saber onto tier 3.
There's your first buyback.
Such a different game to what we've seen from Execration in the previous series, this tournament. they're not on the same page with their initiations. They've got DJ, you know, trying to split the fight, jump onto different targets in the back. That was very close.
You can see Black baiting it though. He knew, right? The second he uses Dark Pact, that he was waiting for the SK to get that Burrow Strike. They're sitting just on the max range of that Aghanim's Burrow Strike, and if you want someone who knows that range off by heart, it is Black. He's played that SK a hell of a lot. Even back in his mouse ball days, he played that in a one-position core.
Changed a little bit with the Axe though.
It has.
Just a tad.
He still understands the hero very well. And now he gets a butterfly completed on the Slark, rapidly approaching that level 25, so either the plus 3 seconds on the leash, or potentially a little bit more with the plus 12 stats, and Execration hovering around Black. He slips in, he knows, he understands, the crush is there, they'll pick him up, but he breaks free, die kills off Roshan. Where is that Aegis? The Immortal, the damage is so much, the Aegis is in there, Abed will manage to pick it up, he'll trigger it, but he's lost so much of his team. Nuts has the perfect positioning with that freezing field. Abed will now have to 1v4, this is not possible for him, they just push away, kite it out, and charge up. They're looking for the target. It's Gabby over in the tree lines. The leap up, and Ice finds him. A triple kill. And Execration only have buyback on the poor little life stealer.
Sneaking Roshan's a great idea, sure. Try and get an Aegis when you're this far behind. Get some kind of advantage, but against double, triple March, whatever Jabs is throwing out there with the rockets, as well as the freezing field. Full duration from Nuts, just clearing through every bit of HP that Execration had to their name. They weren't set up for it. They were in the pit trying to hide themselves, and
no, they knew they had to commit to do it really quickly. If they didn't do it, like they already did it once, like pulling that twice off in one game is difficult enough. So they had to commit their entire lineup to do it.
And when Slardar is one of your main Roshan kind of enablers for the lifesteal to get his damage done, also one of your initiators.
Black gonna be telekinesis dump. One was actually stolen. It's gonna be the pounce into the hands of Chemo, but XY is just soloing up the range rack.
I mean, Black has 63 bonus agility as well as his BKB off cooldown.
Well, he's still stolen so much essence. The Burrow Strike in from DJ. Oh, they push him up with the Stampede. A perfect blink in from Ice from the backlines. Controls the Rubik, and again, Nuts. It's almost style points now with that freezing field. Move on to a new target. It's Ice being focused down by Arbet, but they call it. GG, well played. Faceless, they fight back. It definitely helps when you get 2 early kills over an Ice, but Faceless kept the momentum. And now force us into another game. No whitewash for Execration.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I like the reversion back to what Faceless were doing before. The Crystal Maiden Spirit Breaker really worked out nicely for them, but it's that kind of tempo set, you know? The Slark can fight early with a Shadow Blade, nice and up, but Jabs on the Tinker, even with a couple of deaths early on, you know, slowed down on that boot to travel, soul ring timing, he came back very strong.
It's that 3-core thing you're looking for, right? Like the Faces thing. Like we've mentioned it so many times already, but I just want to reiterate it.
The 5-core.
It's the, I don't even want to say it's the 5-core, but it's this 3-core where you feel like you must deal with one of them. And then you've realized, oh crap, I've given so much room to another one.
Yep.
So I move over and I deal with this one. Then the other two have so much more space. Black gets that Shadow Blade, finds the timing. He goes on his roam. And you're like, oh, now I gotta deal with this guy. What do I deal, how do I deal with it? Okay, now it's the Centaur who's the problem. Commit everything we've got to kill this guy. Oh, too many to kill, too many objectives, and Execration just couldn't do it. Their forces were spread too thin.
Yeah, and everything seemed just a little bit delayed from Execration. Slow blink on DJ, which is something that they very often put a lot of emphasis on, is DJ's laning stage. But with Abed and Gabby both being kind of screwed over with Ice, like you said, getting the initial couple of kills, meant that Abed needed that extra bit of support on top lane. Gabby against the Tinker in a 1v1 is, you know, disadvantageous for him, and they had rotations from supports coming in as well. I think you hit the nail on the head saying it was just spread too thin for the first 10-15 minutes, and then Faceless, with the farm they had, they made the most of it.
Yeah, that they did. Execration had one small moment with that fight up on top, but it wasn't enough. But they are still one game up in this best of 5. So the score will be settled up at 2-1, but who will be the grand final winner? We'll find out after the break.
โอเค
โอเค
ขอบคุณครับ
เขาบอกว่ามีบัตรปัจจุบันนี่แจกอีก
มีอีก
มีอีก
อันนี้กี่รางวัลฮะสอง
อีก
เลย
2 รางวัล
2 รางวัล
เราจะขึ้นไปบนเวทีไหม
มา
เพราะว่าไม่งั้นเราจะแบบว่า
โอ้โห
เหมือน12ฝั่งแบบนี้ รอบนี้เราจะแจกยังไงดีคะเค
เอาแจกไว้แจกช้า
แจกสิคุณจะมาเอาใส่กระเป๋าคุณได้ไงล่ะ คุณต้องแจกสิเขาเอามาให้เราแจกแหม
เดี๋ยวยังไงเราต้องเดินลงไปอยู่ดี
จริงหรือเปล่า
ใช่เอา